What's good? What's going on? Welcome in. Welcome to another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast, coming to you via the YouTube airways. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. And today, man, we got an interesting show for you guys. But first, when you come across this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you got your post notifications on so you know every time Simply Ball drops another hot banger. And if this is your first time coming across the platform and you're new to this channel, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, post your comments, share the video out, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. I see everybody in the comments section, #salute. And you know what my mantra is? Tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. Well, you can tell by the title of this video, man, should the Golden State Warriors consider trading Draymond Green and Klay Thompson and breaking up the Warriors dynasty? Over the last couple weeks, man, the Warriors have been struggling. And you know it starts with Draymond Green. You know the trouble Draymond Green has been in, the 5-game suspension for choking out Rudy Gobert. And then he was on the indefinite suspension for, backhanding, whatever you want to call it, karate chopping, you said Nurkic. So what happened? He had to take a leave of absence from the team, go get his mind right. And we've seen the Golden State Warriors implode. Steph Curry, I don't know what's going on with him. You had 2 games where he didn't hit a 3-point shot. And Klay Thompson is a shell of himself. Klay Thompson, to me, has really never recovered off of the Achilles injury and the ACL. I mean, he has moments, he has spurts, but at this time, man, Golden State is reeling. Jonathan Kuminga, one of the young prospects on that team, he's been very boisterous about his playing time, that with the absence of Draymond Green. Also, Andrew Wiggins, man, what is going on with Andrew Wiggins? Andrew Wiggins had that one great finals performance against Boston when they won the championship. But outside of that, Andrew Wiggins has been the person I thought Andrew Wiggins was always going to be. Not that superstar. Coming into the league, him and Jabari Parker go 1-2. They said Andrew Wiggins had a greater upside, and I'm still waiting to see that upside. That's why Andrew Wiggins, when he was drafted by Cleveland, LeBron James and the Cleveland organization traded him out to get Kevin Love for Cleveland to go on their championship run. So what I'm saying is Golden State Warriors time is up. We've seen them 73-9, one of the greatest teams in NBA history, but went off to lose in the 2016 NBA Finals to the Cleveland Cavaliers. And then what they do, they went out and got Kevin Durant. Then they won 2 more titles in a row. And then we saw the episode between Draymond Green and Kevin Durant. Everybody's saying that, Draymond Green is the cause of a lot of things, ran Kevin Durant out of town, cost him to win a championship in 2016 against the Cleveland Cavaliers. But right now, in present time, Golden State Warriors are suffering. And a lot of people said it's time to break up the big 3. It's time for them to move on. Very interesting show on First Take today. We're going to play what Draymond said after the loss to Memphis, and then we'll come back with our commentary.
We got to take pride in ourselves. We keep talking about, oh man, these teams are hitting shots. Guys are hitting shots that they aren't supposed to hit. Like, we're the Golden State Warriors. I'd hit shots against us too. You don't win championships in June. Like, it's a process that you must go through. And teams that you see cheat the process, they never win. You got to build great habits. And right now, this team, we have bad habits. It starts with me getting suspended and all the foolishness. And like I said to Kendrick the other day, don't start with one guy. One guy isn't going to fix anything. It is a team effort. And if you can't compete well as a team, it never works.
Steve.
All right, now you heard what Draymond Green had to say, man, and I totally agree with Draymond Green. I mean, he did take accountability for his actions not being there with the team. He said it starts with him. He said, we got to take pride in ourselves. Right now, he said, if you can't win as a team, it's not going to work. If you can't, get things together as a unit, it's not going to work. And like Draymond Green said, it starts with him, man. You know what happened last year, the infamous punch with Jordan Poole, had Jordan Poole traded to the Washington Wizards. They brought in CP3, but CP3, he's out 4 to 6 weeks with that wrist injury. He had surgery. So it's a lot to unfold and unpack with the Golden State Warriors. And let's take a listen to what Stephen A. Smith had to say.
Steve, do you have a problem with Draymond making these comments?
I don't have a problem with him making the comments. He's qualified. He's a 4-time champion. We know what he brings, what he's brought to the table throughout his career. And not only that, he owned up to the fact that he's a huge part of the problem.
Yes.
Here's the reality, though. Big Perk, I got to give Big Perk props. You called it. They ain't good enough. They ain't good enough. It's time. Joe Lacob, Golden State Warriors, Peter Guber, rest of the Golden State Warriors, it's time to break this up. I'm over the Golden State Warriors, and I'm going to tell you why. I looked at the clutch time, obviously clutch time, Shannon, and Perk knows this last 5 minutes within 5 points. Do you know that Klay Thompson in clutch time, while Steph Curry is shooting 51% from the field, 50% from 3 in clutch time, Klay Thompson, universally recognized one of the greatest shooters this game has ever seen, is shooting 28% from the field and 26% on threes. I'm sorry. You know what? Playing for a new contract, having that kind of precipitous drop-off, not looking like the Klay Thompson we know and love more often than not, combined with the fact that the Golden State Warriors have the worst defensive rating in the NBA this month, what we all slept on was how effective they were defensively all of those years they were winning. That has gone by the wayside.
Yes.
And it comes down to your personnel. They're no longer what they used to be outside of Steph Curry. Klay Thompson is not what he used to be. Draymond Green, God bless him, is not what he used to be, all right? And in the end, Andrew Wiggins is exactly what I thought he was. Comatose for most of his career, with the exception of showing up in the postseason in the NBA Finals against Boston a couple of years ago. If I'm Joe Lacob, I'm looking at this team, and whether it's before the trading deadline or at the end of this season, I'm looking at Steph Curry. I'm sitting him down this week, and I'm saying to him, whether it's going to be the trading deadline next month or it's going to be this summer, this is it. We're moving.
Now, you heard what Stephen A. Smith said, man. Let's give Stephen A. Smith a round of applause. Basically, he's been echoing the words that I've been saying. It's time for, these guys to move on. It's time for them to break it up, man. They had their run. They did great. They got 4 championships, man. But I just think, me personally, and I think Perk is going to echo the words that I've said, it's time for Klay Thompson to get a new scenery. So let's go ahead and finish listening to what Stephen A. Smith said, and then what Shannon Sharpe said, and then Perk is going to wrap it up.
On from your regular compadres. I can't take more of this. If I'm Joe Lacob, that's exactly what the hell I decide.
Well, I think you got everything out of this group that you possibly could hope. If somebody would have told Joe Lacob and Peter Guber that they were going to get 4 championships in this span, and 2 MVPs out of Steph Curry, they said we gladly take it. Okay, you've maximized every ounce of juice that's in this orange. It is now time to move on from Klay Thompson. He's not what he once was. And we understand it's age, it's the Achilles injury, it's the ACL injury. He's not the same. Draymond is not the same. That's okay. And a lot of times what's happened is because you wanted to keep this group together, you didn't properly develop the younger guys that you had drafted to hope to fill these voids.
And that's on Steve Kerr.
That's on Steve Kerr because he tried to keep everything together. It's also on Draymond because anybody that tried to come in and break up the big three, he had felt some type of way about him. We saw this with Jordan Poole. Even Kuminga has said that he can't do what he wants to do because he doesn't want to step on the OG toes. And so you're absolutely right, Perk. This thing needs to be blown up. And I don't know what you're going to get for Klay Thompson, But the Golden State Warriors, as we once know them, what we loved about them is no more. And that's okay. It's okay. You won 4 championships. People want people to stay together like the 60s Celtics did and win 7, 8, 9, 10 championships, and the guys retire as Golden State Warriors after winning all these championships. That's not going to happen. This is 2020s type basketball. It's not going to happen. It's time to move on.
Now, before we get into what Kendrick Perkins said, man, Kendrick Perkins went on record back in December, I think it was December the 14th. He stated that Steve Kerr had to take accountability for Draymond's actions. So this is what Kendrick Perkins said. Kendrick Perkins calls out Steve Kerr for not talking about Draymond Green. NBA analyst Kendrick Perkins called out Golden State Warriors head coach Steve Kerr, claiming his opinions about everything except when it comes to Draymond and his actions. Draymond Green has lost the respect of his peers, Perkins claims. Not just an organization. We heard that Nurkic had to say about him right. We saw Kevin Durant call him out last night after the game. And when you think about who Draymond Green was before these things happened, he was one of the OGs around the league. But let me go back to all the people that are speaking out. We heard from Nurkic, Kevin Durant, and we just heard from Mike Dunleavy, Warriors general manager. Where is Steve Kerr? So Perkins been calling Steve Kerr out in this Draymond Green situation for a long time. So basically, what it is I think it's ran its course, man. I think it's ran its course, and Perkins had a lot to say. So let's go ahead and listen to what Kendrick Perkins had to say.
And think about this for a second. Over the last month, we've heard they lost their spirit. That's what Steve Kerr said. Steph Curry said they have an identity problem. And then we heard Draymond speak and say what he said after the game last night. So the game last night should have woken up everybody, right? And they put the world on notice. Damn it, the Memphis Grizzlies was missing Ja Morant, Desmond Bane, and Marcus Smart. All of a sudden, Vince Williams Jr. go out there and cook them, okay? And then G.G. Jackson looked like he performed like Michael Jackson yesterday. And Martin Luther King couldn't have had this dream yesterday. And I think when you look at body language, when you look at the body language of Klay Thompson, it's time to make a change. You cannot have your emotions and feelings tied for so long. And that's what we're seeing right now with the Golden State Warriors. Right? Their emotions are in place. They're saying, man, we're so emotionally attached to Klay Thompson. We're so emotionally attached to Draymond Green. When the fact of the matter is, both of them need to be traded. Both of them, Klay and Dre.
Now, you heard what Kendrick Perkins said, man. Let's give Kendrick a round of applause. Basically, man, he uttered the same words that I've been saying for a while, talked to some of my compadres that, it's time for Golden State to break up that dynasty and move in a different direction. You got to sit down and talk to, Stephen Curry to see what direction he wants to go on. He's 35 years old. Do you want to be in the rebuilding stage, or is there a destination you like to go to? But I think during the trade deadline, it's going to, Mike Dunleavy got to take a long look, man, about moving these pieces. Him and Joe Lacob, they got to look to moving these pieces, man. I mean, you got to get something for Draymond and you got to get something for Klay Thompson, man. But they're the two pieces that should be moved. And there's a lot of teams that Klay Thompson could help out. He could help out the Los Angeles Lakers. His dad played for the Lakers back in the days. And, he could finish his career as an LA Laker. I just think Klay Thompson's not done. I just think he needs a change of scenery, man. And Draymond Green as well, man. But the Warriors right now, they're sitting at 18-22. They're 4 games below 500. They're 12th in the Western Conference. They're on the outside looking in of the play-in tournament. Out of the last 11 games, they're 3-8. It's spiraling out of control, man. So you guys, man, let me know what y'all think down in the comments section. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure your post notifications on so you'll know every time we drop a hot banger. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. Give this video a thumbs up. And First Take, man, they shot fire today. And this is going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. We're going to catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.
Another one.